What's up, Bricks in Motion? This is BrickFair Fredericksburg. We are here, excited to go see some awesome mocks and see what people are up to today. Let's get started. Okay, so we're here with Viktor Maltsev. He's made some awesome mocks. He is 10 years old. He's got even an animation. So tell me about what we got.
So my first mock, it took about 4 months, and it is a clone based on Naboo. So I made an animation with it too. It took me to make about 2 days, 2.5 days.
Is the Clone Wars era kind of your favorite era of Star Wars?
Yes, my favorite era.
What do you like about it so much?
Because it was before the Jedi were all killed, and the clones are just a lot more interesting. They have different legions and different Jedis.
Gosh, that's really cool. Talk to me about the animation. What got you into making animations?
Well, I started making animations because I liked plastic soldier animations, and then in 2020 I got bored, so I started making them, and then I found the world of Lego, and then I wanted to start making Lego animations. The animation part is very fun. You can do different things because you can make stuff flow with the green screen and stuff like that. With the mocks you can't do that, but the mocks you can build whatever you want. That's
perfect. Do you have any Lego animation projects in the future that you're working on?
Well, probably most of my BrickFair mocks are gonna have one animation with it. Maybe BrickFair Virginia Chantilly 2023. But probably I'm also gonna bring some mocks and have animations with all of them.
That's perfect. Do you have any favorite Lego animations that you've seen online?
Well, probably Life of a Clone Trooper is it's an old one, but very good one. And then any other battles, I really like the old ones. They are very cool.
Talk to me about the other mocks you got here.
So 2 out of 3 of these mocks have an animation. This one doesn't have an animation, but these two have. This one is a part of an animation. It talks about Clone Trooper's life and how he got into the 212 Legion in the Star Wars universe, and how he got on Naboo. And this one over here, it shows 2 Clone Troopers patrolling a sector on Naboo, and a droid attacks them out of nowhere.
Which is your favorite mock that you made, and which is your favorite animation that you made?
I think my favorite mock is this one right here, Clone Ambush on Naboo Farm. I didn't make an animation with it. My favorite animation is definitely this one right here, because it shows different layers of the build, and it shows many different scenes.
Got any other plans, any other mocks in the future that we should be looking out for?
As big as this, I have none plans right now, but I will have plans for 2023 BrickFair Virginia Chantilly.
All right, so we are here with Christian Stensley of Twisted Bricks. And so yesterday, of recording this, he dropped The Void War: Gray Horizons. It is a full-length feature brick film, and it's a big thing for him, and I'm sure the community as well, to have another feature-length brick film. So after 2.5 years of work, like, how does that feel? Like, what are you feeling right now? Just like, you know, weight lifted off your shoulder, maybe?
Yeah, it's wild. You know, for so long, it's just been a lifestyle. Just all I do is I get up, I do my day job, I come home and I work on this, you know. And now, I mean, yesterday I was just sitting in the Uber and I had this moment. It was like, it's done.
Tell me what the film is, like a brief synopsis for anyone who doesn't know what the film's about.
Yeah. So, Gray Horizons takes place in the distant future. The year is 3044, and humanity has been locked in a war, a 1,000-year war with an alien hive mind entity called Slag. The main characters are a wounded soldier who actually wounds himself to get out of combat because he just can't take it anymore. And then there's also an apprentice psychic, like a combat psychic, a military psychic, who she's insecure because she hasn't figured out her special ability yet. And they end up on guard duty on a ship guarding an artifact. And I won't go into too much detail on what the artifact is, but in the end it becomes just a fight for survival aboard this ship, while also following the battle that's occurring on the planet's surface. So fans of sci-fi, fans of Warhammer, Star Wars, even The Last of Us, honestly, if you like zombie stuff, you're gonna enjoy this.
And like, what has the reception been so far from, like, you know, whether it be just random people or people who's been following, you know, since the beginning?
Oh, it's been so wonderful, and I'm so grateful to my just particular fan community, but they, you know, right out of the gate during the premiere, people were saying, you know, this is incredible, this is like so cinematic, and the live chat was actually quite a riot too. There were some people simping over minifigs, which was a little strange, but it was a lot of fun, and, you know, getting positive feedback from fans is one of the most rewarding parts of the whole process. And so I've just been on cloud 9 for the past day, just, you know, reading people's comments and responses to it.
Did you have plans on continuing more of this world? I am aware that there's a bit of a cliffhanger at the end, so I assume you have more plans for things.
Oh yeah, honestly, we're just getting started. This does kind of exist in my cinematic universe. It's also the first of a trilogy of a particular story arc that follows these particular characters. We're working with an artist on a comic book that tells a prequel story. So there's a comic book, and ultimately what we want to do is expand the Void War, maybe an animated film or even some video games or something, you know. So there's a 10-year plan that we're chipping away at, but the next thing is just the comic book and then this particular trilogy. So that'll be the focus of the next, you know, 6-7 years. It feels really incredible, and I'm trying not to just jump right into thinking about the sequel and give myself a little mental break, because I never got too burnt out on this, but I mean, it does take a toll. So I'm gonna just relax and, you know, kind of try to promote a little bit, but it feels pretty incredible.
Well, you definitely earned a break.
One thing for people in the brick filming community that you might find enjoyable, there are some pretty neat cameos in the film. We got Forest Fire 101, we got Nathan Wells and Zach Macias on there, and Jay Silver and Maxime Marion, the French brick filmer. It's been a very collaborative project, far more than anything else I've done, and it's just been such a joy. And I think the beautiful thing about brick filming is you don't need a huge budget to tell the story you want to tell. So I just, you know, and anybody who's doing this as a hobby, I encourage you to just, you know, keep doing it. And you don't know when you stick with something for long enough where it can go in the end.
Okay, so now we're here with Stephen Bruggeman and Benjamin Neal. They are two builders, and they've made some really cool Star Wars mocks and some animations as well. So yeah, what do you guys just kind of tell me about this? What we have right here?
So this is our mock called Attack on Imperial Facility. We don't have a name for the planet yet. The story is there was this village, and they built this Imperial settlement, and they're pushing out the villagers, and then the villagers recruited the rebels to kind of help them overtake it.
That's awesome, and like, it's, you know, it's an original kind of little tale in the Star Wars universe. Like, what inspired you guys to do that instead of recreating, you know, a moment from canon Star Wars, or, you know, a planet, or even setting it on a planet that we already know?
We went through a big brainstorming process about trying to figure out what we were going to do. We went through a bunch of different ideas. Eventually we settled on this. Part of it was what parts we had for the Green Planet. That was kind of going to work best for us. So that drives a lot of decisions, what kind of parts we already have.
So I really wanted to challenge myself by making all the episodes in an 8x8 perimeter. So I started with actually this one because I watched Clone Wars and I thought, why not? And then I basically just wanted to build all the episodes in that like little perimeter.
What's your favorite movie out of the 9?
Oh, Empire Strikes Back. This is my favorite one that I filmed.
That's your favorite mock too?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
As far as my favorite movie, definitely Revenge of the Sith. Probably my favorite one, I like the Geonosis one, so I go with Attack of the Clones for my favorite mock, and then Revenge of the Sith for my favorite movie.
Gotcha, that's awesome. What comes first, the story and then the mock, or you make the mock first and then the story?
I definitely make the mock and then the story. This, I look at what pieces I have, and I just gone to the pick-a-brick wall, so that's where I got most of these pieces. Like the ingot pieces and the water. So I definitely wanted to include like a shore. I like working with like beaches and greenery, so that's why it's a very dense green planet.
Just tell me about how you guys met and kind of your collaboration process.
Yeah, so we ended up meeting at Brick Universe Raleigh last year. So we were next to each other at their tables, and then we kind of kept in contact with each other afterwards. I would say it was probably like 2 months after the convention we started talking and trying to figure out what we were going to do. As far as working on it, we sent a lot of pictures back and forth, and then coordinated on, okay, what kind of plant we were going to make and what kind of pieces we already had. A lot of talking on the phone and on Zoom and stuff like that.
You guys have plans for the future? Any different mocks, different animations? Like, what do you guys got in store?
My next project is actually a functional turbo laser, so I'm trying to work on that with some of my old EV3 robotic stuff, so I'm looking forward to finishing that.
So for animations, I have a couple ideas written down. For mocks, I just kind of dig through the Lego bin and see what happens.
Thank you.